I would say this individual has total disregard whether that was or wasn't a child. The child was in pyjamas. I think it'd be very difficult to mistake that individual for an adult.
Shit to it, because you look like an idiot to us right now, do you know what I mean? But do you understand?
It's the last place you'd expect arguably the worst incident of Sydney's underworld war to unfold. This is Connells Point, a beautiful suburb in Sydney's south with multi-million-dollar houses and views over the water. It's the last place you'd expect arguably the worst incident of Sydney's underworld war to unfold. But in July of 2022, that's exactly what happened, when a 9-year-old girl in her Dr. Seuss pyjamas was shot in an attempted assassination gone wrong.
Shortly before 6 p.m. last night, a mother and her 3 children arrived home at their premises in Queens Road, O'Connell's Point. As they were unpacking groceries from their vehicle, a person who had just exited a black BMW motor vehicle come onto their driveway and let several shots from a firearm go in the direction of the house towards this family.
Mahmoud Rizk was the getaway driver, and his role was to drive him and the alleged gunman from Connells Point to the nearby suburb of Oatley. There, they'd get out of their black BMW, set it on fire and get into a second car, a red Mini Cooper. But when they arrived at Annette Street in Oatley, they instantly faced some problems.
That vehicle, we believe, had been parked for several days in Annette Street at Oatley. So we're appealing for anyone who may have seen this red Mini Cooper or anyone around this red Mini Cooper over the last week to come forward, ring Crime Stoppers and let us know what they know.
This is Annette Street in Oatley, and it's here that things begin to go wrong for Mahmoud Rizk. After driving from nearby Connells Point, he parks the first getaway car and sets it on fire. He then goes to get into the second getaway car, a red Mini Cooper, but it won't start. Confused and panicked, he and the alleged gunman begin yelling at each other. That draws the attention of locals. Police sirens come closer and helicopters begin hovering overhead. In a bid to make an escape, Rizk runs down to the edge of the Georges River and tries to swim away to freedom. When the second getaway car fails to start, Mahmoud Rizk makes a run for it. Comes down through this park and jumps in the water before trying to swim away. But it's too far. By this stage, police are everywhere. Locals have seen the first car on fire and 2 men running through the bush and called 000. By the time Rizk comes back out of the water, wet and sandy, police are waiting for him. They ask him what he's doing and he says he's going for a swim. They don't believe him. They arrest him and police body-worn vision captures the incredible moments that come next.
Shit to it, because you look like an idiot to us right now when you're trying to tell us bullshit stories. Do you know what I mean? But do you understand? Yeah. You look like an idiot and you start making up shitty stories, because it doesn't make sense. At this stage you're under arrest because I suspect that you've been involved in the shooting. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Mahmoud Rizk has pleaded guilty to conspiring to murder. He'll be sentenced at a later date. But police aren't done. They've released new CCTV footage of a car whose drivers they want to speak to over their alleged involvement in the lead up to the shooting. The 9-year-old girl who was shot through the hip has suffered horrific lifelong injuries. She walks with a limp and most days refuses to leave her bedroom. That's why police are calling this the worst incident of Sydney's underworld war.